Well, Citizens United is a ruling by the U.S. Supreme Court that came down in January, and it was a very manipulated ruling. Chief Justice John Roberts had initially received a very narrow case. He asked the lawyers to re-argue the case much more broadly. That was our first indication that the court was actually going to try and do something major here. What they were trying to do, and in fact what they did do, is rethink the entire Constitution of the United States to say that the First Amendment of the Constitution, which does include free speech protection, was talking about corporations, not just citizens, not just human beings. Now, there's absolutely no serious precedent that would suggest that Thomas Jefferson and James Madison and George Mason sat around and said, oh, wow, we got to make sure that General Motors and General Electric and corporations in India and Bahrain, which can use this law as a vehicle to stream money into U.S. politics, are human beings. Nobody thought that. My 7-year-old daughter could tell you that isn't the case. But it is now the law of the land. And there's simply no question that the court has interpreted the Constitution to say that corporations have the same free speech rights as citizens. What that means is that they can spend as much money as they like on any campaign in America. The implication of that, of course, is that no matter how much work we might do as grassroots activists, no matter how much effort we might put into raising a good amount of money to support an honest or decent candidate, can be offset basically with one check from a big corporation. It's a really, really dangerous tipping of the playing field. And it's something that, to my mind, has already begun to warp our politics. We have good evidence to suggest that in 2010, the overall spending in the off-year elections will be about $5 billion. That's an unprecedented number. We don't know how much of it will be corporate money or special interest money, but the reasonable guess is that it will be in the range of $1 billion. And if that is the case, then the fact of the matter is we will have a new player in our politics. Forget about conservative and liberal. Forget about Democrat and Republican. It will now be true that corporations are a full player, perhaps the dominant player, in all of our politics.